Today is World Blood Donor Day. Joining us to talk about the need for blood is Angela Michek. She is the Director of Laboratory Services at St. Peter's Health Partners. Good afternoon, Angie.
Good afternoon.
So how critical is it to maintain blood supplies, especially, at a hospital?
So the blood supply, as we all know, is a volunteer service and it is a finite resource. So it's incredibly important that we have vested donors in the system to provide these products to us, because without these products, they are life-saving products for some individuals. Individuals who may have been in a trauma, who have had major open heart surgeries, who have cancers and hematological disorders. It's very important to have these products. Every unit of blood that is donated can help up to 4 different patients, because what we do is they break it into components, and you will have plasma, and you'll have platelets, and you'll have cryoprecipitate, and you'll have red cells. And when we transfuse, we are very, very diligent in usage to make sure that we only use what we need for each patient. So we'll just transfuse those components. So we have an entire utilization committee that reviews all of the transfusions to make sure they're appropriate and that we minimize any wastage.
And as a hospital, where do your supplies come from?
Our supplies for this particular region come from the American Red Cross. They're our sole supplier. Throughout the country there are other suppliers, but in this region of New York State, the New York Penn region of the American Red Cross does supply blood for us. And we've been very fortunate. We do have a very robust region, and we can collect enough units to satisfy the need of our region. But I will just mention too that only 5% of the eligible donors in the community actually donate. So there is an untapped need, and that is something that the Red Cross recruiters are always trying to do.
And are there certain types of blood that are in more demand?
Yes. Right now, the critical type blood is Group O. O negative is always in a critical need, but O positive is very short supply right now, especially as we enter the summer months. It's incredibly important for donors to still come in and donate, because there are more accidents in the summer, there is more of a need in the summer, and Group O is what they call the universal blood type, so anyone can receive Group O blood.
And is it more rare? Why is there a shortage of that particular type?
Well, it's not necessarily that there's a shortage, it's just it's used more frequently because 45% of the population is Group O. Group O individual can only receive Group O. So the other types of blood types, A, B, AB, they can receive O, but only an O person can receive O, and if it's half the population, you can imagine there's a greater need for it.
Absolutely. And for someone who might be new to blood donation, what can they expect when they go to donate?
So the process is quite rigorous, because they do have to do a brief health history before you actually donate, but they do it all on a computer now, and it's very quick. So you'll go through a series of questions when you walk in. They take walk-ins many of the time. You'll walk in, you'll do a brief health history, you'll answer things such as travel history, and you're feeling well today. Then they'll do a brief check of your hemoglobin to make sure that you're high enough to donate. Then they'll bring you over to the table, and the actual process, they do put a needle in the arm. It's just a little painful, similar to a blood draw, and it takes maybe about 20 minutes to fill the bag, and then you sit down, they give you some cookies and juice, and send you on your way.
And where can people go to donate?
So there's all kinds of places they can donate. They can come to hospitals. We all have drives throughout the year. We have about 10 to 12 drives here at St. Peter's Health Partners. They can go to churches. They're always advertising. You'll see them. They can go to malls. There's certain businesses. Sometimes their employers may have blood drives if they're a large enough employer. If none of those work, they can always call the American Red Cross or go online, and they can see the Red Cross donation sites, and they can go to any of those donation sites locally and go in and donate.
Great. Thank you so much for talking about the importance of donating blood. It is critically important. Thank you, Angie Michek, for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you. My pleasure.